This morning, we are speaking to an actor with a resume that includes films such as Saving Private Ryan and A Beautiful Mind.
But he's also known for Dazed and Confused and the memorable recurring actor character Eddie on Friends. And now he gets to be the smartest person in the room on The Equalizer. So please welcome actor, filmmaker, musician, photographer, Mr. Adam Goldberg. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning. How are you?
Great, great. Thanks for being with us this morning. So since this show premiered 3 years ago, we've pretty much had the entire cast on. We've had at least Lorraine Toussaint, Laya DeLeon Hayes, Tori Kittles, and now you. So what's it been like to be a part of this awesome cast?
I mean, it's been great. For a while, I was sort of, very, very isolated. Most of my scenes, were in this set we call the Sanctum. And so it was because I play a computer hacker, and I sort of help help fight crime from sort of remotely, sort of like kind of like a pandemic hacker, pandemic era hacker. But I work from home. But because I was a guy, sort of a Snowden-esque character who basically had to, well, in this case, fake his death so that after leaking some information. But we sort of decided to integrate my character over the last season or two. So I get out a lot more. So I actually see these people is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
Before,
right.
I might be talking to them on the phone, but really I'm talking to the script supervisor. But now I actually get to see human beings in the flesh.
Good.
So
That's good.
It's always good to see humans and have human interaction.
Yeah, it is.
It's important for the brain. And so your character Harry, as you're talking about, has some real serious skills, right? Talented in many ways here. So what do you like about the character the most?
I always say that this is a really great way of keeping my aging mind, malleable, because I have so much information that I have to disseminate on any given sort of workday, that it's sort of like kind of like doing Wordle or something like that, like for 12 hours every day, so it keeps me intellectually nimble. But, I do a little bit, things have gotten a little bit more physical, in the last season or two. And in this one particular episode that's coming up this weekend, we start to learn a little bit more about, or quite a lot more about my character's personal life, and how that sort of overlaps with, some of the, sort of a major aspect of what's going on in the show.
Yeah, that's what I like about the show. You address so many important issues: immigration, police brutality, bullying, street violence, anxiety, mental health. And like you're mentioning this week's episode, it takes on a very serious and timely topic. Let's take a look at. We have an exclusive look right now. The episode is titled Never Again. Adam, what can you tell us about it?
Well, if you see sort of what I'm going through there, that's sort of has been my expression the last 5 years on Twitter. So there's been a series of anti-Semitic attacks, and it's something I decided to sort of take on personally rather than outsource to my pals, Lisa or Tori or Queen. And because, we learned that my character, who has an Armenian last name, is actually half Jewish and half Armenian. I'm in real life half Jewish and not half Armenian. But, it ends up being a very personal thing for me. And so, I end up sort of helping track down these anti-Semitic, the perpetrators behind these attacks. But, clearly it's very timely. And, we discussed it quite a bit in the months, sort of preceding the episode. As I've said, I eventually quit Twitter because I don't know how to disengage. And yeah, things have been pretty ugly the last several years.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, that's what I like about this show, right? Because it's life imitating art in a very important way to tell these stories on the forefront. You are very busy, right? You have I want to just talk about this because you have music photography. Those are your two big interests, and you have a book, right? Home, a nice place to visit.
Yeah, it's a record. It's a record with accompanying sort of photography. The last record I did under my music moniker, the Goldberg Sisters, was sort of released as a limited edition book of photography, lyrics, and then the two LPs. Yeah.
Very good. Got to check it out. Great talking to you. We're out of time, but please let our good friend Queen Latifah know that we'd like to have her on our show. Okay, she's the final one that hasn't come on.
I'll slip her a note.
Slip her a note, okay? All right.
They were shooting right outside the studio.
I know.
Oh, they were?
We just
right on our corner. Turn the cameras around.
I
know. Come on. All right. Thanks again.
All right,
you can check out the upcoming episode of The Equalizer this Sunday night on CBS.